This is his team now. It was LJ's team last year. Last year, Judel was Robin. Ngayon siya na ang Batman dito. Diba? But they have Seth Manzano, who is an upgrade. We'll be saying time and time again, but Santagon, prayers up for him as he moved on to his career, recovering from his ACL injury. Makakatulong din si Seth Manzano, being a guy that's going to be at times being doubled up the post.
And Macaloni as well.
Correct.
There's a steal here, a little sloppy for the Knights in that offensive sequence. Tabi. Oh, Tabi is left free. 3 on the way. Hindi pumasok. Rebound, Raylan Torres.
I thought that was a wasted opportunity, A better job sana kung na-execute ni Raylan yung pasang niya, because Ramos had a smaller side of Stabi on him on that primary break. Instead, inbound ulit sila ngayon.
5-10.
Raylan.
Favor of Quezon.
Balik kay Torres. Shot drop down to 5. Portea, bailout, yes.
Tama ka dun, Pag si Terence, he's off ball and then he just sees that slight window of opening. He could bail you out with those type of shots in the corner.
Wente goes around the world.
There you go.
Dribble handoff.
Yeah.
This time, nahuli. Illegal this time against Seth Manzano.
Selling it better also is Raylan Torres. Look at this. A drive, little space. Terence knocks it down.
Had a chance to step into that 3 as well. Medyo may konting espasyo tsaka oras si Terence Portea doon. Alarcon drives. Foul on Tabi.
And they go directly into that dribble drive action. 4 out, 1 in. Harold bringing down the ball. Even though you would think Cyrus Tabi would have the speed advantage, Harold Alarcon obviously very much capable of breaking down the defense.
Alarcon sinks the first free throw. 12 points and 5 rebounds against Muntinlupa.
I just said to him one word as you see the numbers mentioned by Sidel. I just told him one word before the game. Finally. Kasi siya na lang yung kulang na nag-BPG doon sa apat na nila.
No, but it was only a matter of time with Harold. So that game against Muntinlupa, that's in Marikina, right?
I remember.
Maganda talaga yung laro ng Muntinlupa nung game na yun.
Oo. So much, even step back jumpers that were being fouled pumapasok. AKA JP Belenson.
Yeah, Calisan and Portea with a breakdown move to set up Calisan. The breakdown move, I thought it was Orlan Wamar. Breakdown move.
Well, Terence has always had this in his bag. And this is the luxury, since you mentioned it already, that San Juan has. Orlan Wamar coming off the bench. Now, this is nothing new. Even last season, that guys like Portea, Wamar would come off the bench. But the difference is now Wamar, can be the second, third option, and that's not bad.
Absolutely. Catch and shoot para kay Yero. Good. I'd like to thank Edgar, the official outfitter of the MPBL.
Good pass.
Portea. Look at the separation he gets on that 3 ball, and Yero was right all over him.
12-10 tayo mga idol. 12-10 in favor of San Juan. 4 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Once again, this closeout right here by Yero. Right there. Sumobra. Sumobra.
Kanina po, panalo po ang Caloocan kontra Dilig.
I don't think Quezon is winning this challenge. Because for a while there, that after the closeout, parang huminto na si Yero. Pero parang may biglang abante ulit eh.
Coach Eric with the challenge here. We'll be right back.
Okay, habang coach challenge tayo mga idol, update lang po tayo sa NBA kanina. Detroit Piston, tinalo po ng Miami Heat mga idol. Pang-apat na sunod-sunod na talo na po yan ng Detroit Piston kontra Miami Heat. And Lakers kontra New York Knicks. Grabe ang ginawa ni Luka Doncic at saka ni Austin Reeves mga idol ha. Panalo po ang Lakers kanina. At syempre, yung pinaka-main event kanina mga idol, San Antonio Spurs kontra Houston Rockets. Dapan-dapa, lubog na lubog, Houston Rockets. Tinalo na naman ng San Antonio Spurs. Unstoppable talaga ang alien.
After the review, the challenge was successful.
Wow. I gotta see it again.
Kita-kits daw sa practice, Coach Christian.
Alright.
Coach Eric.
I gotta see it again. I don't know. Even with the replay.
Yeah.
Because it's probably because Terrence sticked out his right leg, and yes, pero yung pag-abante, yung momentum ni Hero,
Oo nga eh.
diretso pa rin eh.
I thought that was needless. So where was the foul?
Yeah.
No foul. Because clearly there was contact.
Challenge of Quezon was unsuccessful.
There you go. There you go. Okay. Okay. Talk about Malik. That is just the worst way to announce something that is not official. Okay. But still, like, I mean, they corrected the corrected call. Okay.
Yes, at least
Still, at least tama pa rin. Kasi kung hindi nila tinama yun, eh baka tamaan sila sa'yo.
Hindi naman sa akin.
Siyempre, sino ba bang ipapahin ko rito? Hindi ikaw. Boss, CBT.
Cortea. To 10.
So free throws only, I believe.
Yeah. Might be before after the shot. Pero, hindi ko rin alam. Here's Pagaran.
Look at the close-out by Reyna. And even after helping, yun lang yung huling sundot niya. No? Kaya sinasabi ni Terrence sa kanya, taas mo lang kamay mo, part.
You know what impresses me the most kay Reyna? Yung very low center of gravity. Pero talagang bilis niya. Akala mo medyo may kabigatan. Pero ang bilis na gano'n eh. May slide.
May kabigatan talaga yan.
Okay.
Meron talaga. Pero kaya hindi yung bigat niya.
Yun.
No, disiplinado. Parang ikaw yan eh, may meal plan ngayon, starting ngayon. Pero ang difference yun ni Raylan, si Raylan tuloy-tuloy niya ang ginawa. Kasi pag si Raylan hindi niya tuloy-tuloy yung ginawa, sabi, ano yan eh, ito tabain to si Raylan pag walang disiplina eh. So nasa sayo na yan na rin yan kung paano ka matututo, Mr. Tupas.
Grabe.
But that's a true story though. May meal plan talaga yan si Raylan.
Cortea being bothered by Lagrama.
Fake.
Great anticipation by Pagaran. Knocked that ball away from Ramos. Apate. Lagrama sends it to Manzano. Set Manzano with a finish. This is more like it from Puteng Lagrama. Very courageous drive to the cup, no? I was used to that Topeng who played for Pampanga years back. Talagang umaatake sa loob. No? Now, usually you see Topeng just, waiting for his chance from with an outside shot. Pero hindi niya yung depensa.
So, every time na hindi ka katangkaran na player, you have to be exceptional. In his case, his speed. Set Manzano with a nice dive from La Grama, showing the touch from about 12-13 feet.
6 points na para kay Seth Manzano. Another steal, Pagaran, dire-diretso, Christian Pagaran, apate, no? Manansana, no good. Three opportunities there. Kanisan back the other way, showing us now it's done.
I thought San Juan was fortunate right there because wala nang bumaba apart from Laila Torres and Teres Fortea, I believe. Hindi mo bumaba yung tatlong white shirt. Pero dahil nakuha ni Harold yung bola, sorry, that was Harold and Terence in the backcourt. Nakuha ni Harold yung bola. It ignited the 3-on-2 on the other end because of that miss.
We're tied at 16. Laila Torres finding Mike Calisaan. A soft touch from Mike. We're tied at 16. 2:28 remaining. Timeout to Coach Alex for San Juan.
So yan mga idol, habang timeout po tayo Mga kaganapan po kanina sa NBA sa mga hindi po nakapanood at hindi alam kung sino mga nanalo. Charlotte Hornet kontra Phoenix Sun, panalo po ang Phoenix Sun. Chicago Bulls kontra Sacramento, panalo po ang Sacramento. Indiana Pacers kontra Portland, panalo po ang Blazer. Orlando Magic kontra Milwaukee Bucks, panalo po ang Orlando. At Houston Rockets kontra San Antonio Spurs, pinadapa ng San Antonio Spurs. Washington kontra New Orleans Pelicans, panalo po ang Pelicans. At Miami Heat, binigay ang pang-apat na talong straight para sa Detroit Pistons. Dallas Mavericks kontra Toronto Raptors, panalo po ang Toronto Raptors mga idol. At syempre may tinit pa, New York Knicks kontra Lakers, panalo po ang Lakers, tinambakan po ang New York Knicks. At Boston Celtics kontra Cleveland Cavaliers, panalo po ang Boston Celtics, back to back para kay Jason Tatum. Back to the ball game po tayo mga idol.
Petro without players. Hindi na nag-apit.
Patrick Sleep caught with holding after that straight cut to the middle. That A-set action. Natawagan siya ng offensive foul.
Papa Ray, Mugnatay. In the game.
All 16 po tayo mga idol, all 16.
To Macaloni.
2 minutes left in the first quarter.
Drama sa Badjano. Okay, fires. Rebound with Raul Soyo. Good box out to Papa Ray. Badjano. Gets it to Papa Ray. Quick trigger para kay Papa Ray. That's a real ball. For the steal, Harold. And the straight to the block.
Ito bakit?
7 points na para kay
Harold San Juan, ito basket.
Special someone niya. Hindi siya makikita.
Madam Romande. Kaya hindi na siya nagsumbrero. Sa Harold na nag-check siya. And after that perfect anticipation, steal niya.
Abate. Gets it to La Grama. Manansala. Fires. No go. Ano talaga ko, hindi pa nagpapahinga dito. Expect Nico Pangaliban to replace him here. The score is stable.
Coming off the bench today and last two games has been really solid. The game before the last one against Zamboanga, had 19 points, was the best player in that game, and I think with his lineup on the floor for San Juan, he can have a good advantage, maybe against Reina Hugnat or even against Soyud. That's why they have that small to big screen. Now that's something Adamson likes to do. Obviously, Coach Nash Racela, the head coach of Adamson, an assistant here in Quezon, something that Jolo Manansala can take advantage of.
Abate. Abate. Nakawala ang Panganiban. Pagkapasok na, malamig dito sa Nico Panganiban. Pagano, kung sinapad na drama. Pangalong tupeng. 21 seconds remaining.
Good read by Jerry. Not sure if the play directly was for him, but because Nagrama was on the left side corner, pagkapasa ng bola. Doon sa left elbow, pumoste na siya kagad. Pinostehan niya na, ito si Nagrama.
Seconds left in the first period. Para kay birthday boy Jerry Apadiano. Drama. Getting physical there. Manansala. Last night, atake. Oh, what a strong finish. Of Jolo Manansala, basket and one.
There's always a room for tweeners here in the MPBL. Tulad ni Jolo Manansala who can play outside and inside. This time from outside to end. Creates the mismatch of the rotation speed-wise. Kita mo, iniwanan niya si Soyo and able to finish with contact inside.
Jolo Manansala, certainly one of the rookies to watch this season. They are.
It's an underrated signing in my opinion.
Okay.
You know, yung hindi maingay, but it really make a big impact, especially for itong Quezon who wants to get over the hump being runners-up of the past two seasons.
So just fixing the clock here. Kasi may oras pa yata natitira na kanina.
I think it's normal that we talked about, you know, we usually talk about San Juan, Quezon, you know, and the additions of the other teams. Even Abra made some changes. Batangas getting younger. Jensan, guys like Nelo Santos, but still having their core. Pasay with the lot of Sere Gonzalez, and the list goes on. The influx of talent is obviously there, but I think the question remains, especially for teams like San Juan, Quezon, even Binyan. Yung mga changes nila, yung mga moves na ginawa nila itong off-season na tinatagpan, does it move the needle to beat itong powerhouse team na Abra sa season?
Okay, end of the first quarter tayo mga idol. 20 and 22 in favor of ayan. Ganda ng laban mga idol, dadalawa.
That drive to the top. Ito naman ang magandang tira ni Seth Manzano. Second assist ni Tupeng Lagrama. And this one, the steal from Harold Alarcon. And the strong finish in transition. 22 to 20 for Quezon at the end of one.
End of the first quarter tayo mga idol, 20 and 22, dalawa lang po kalamangan ng Quezon. So, update ulit tayo sa mga naglaro kanina sa NBA. Sa mga hindi po nakapanood, kahit at least panalo man lang ay malaman natin. Charlotte Hornet po kontra Phoenix Sun. Panalo po ang Phoenix Sun. Chicago Bulls kontra Sacramento. Panalo po ang Sacramento. Indiana Pacers kontra Blazer. Panalo po ang Blazer. Milwaukee Bucks kontra Orlando Magic. Panalo po ang Orlando Magic. Houston Rockets, pinatapa na naman po ng San Antonio Spurs. Panalo na lang po ang The Alien. And Washington kontra New Orleans Pelicans, panalo po ang Pelicans. At syempre, pang-apat na talo ang sunod-sunod ng Detroit Pistons, nakuha po nila sa Miami Heat. At Dallas Maverick kontra Toronto Raptors, panalo po ang Toronto Raptors. At syempre, New York Knicks kontra Lakers, panalo po ang Lakers. At ang nagbabalik back-to-back, Jason Tatum, panalo po kontra Cleveland Cavaliers, mga idol. Okay, back to the ball game po tayo, mga idol.
That's a tough shot because it was a pass or hindi niya nakuha, no? Sa pocket niya.
Manansala shaking off the defense of Ugnatan as he puts it in for two.
When you're trying to attack the matchup, first play ng San Juan gave Manansala on the post. Pero si Manansala, ginawa sa kabila, no? Siya naman naging atake. Nashoot si Manansala.
Patrick Street against Pagaran. Patrick. Nice Maniban. Well-timed cut. Great pass. Patrick Street. Pagaran. Gets it from Manansala. Maloney. Trying to get the pass. Then Vidal checks in for Tupeng Matrama. Last touch ni Raul Soyo. Okay, malapit ang sharing. In the second quarter, 6 seconds in their shot clock. Quezon down by 2 against San Juan.
Kanina po mga idol, katatapos lang Dilig kontra Caloocan, panalo po ang Caloocan.
John Manansala had 11 points and 8 rebounds against Zamboanga. Another quality game from this young man. 17 minutes and a half of action for him.
Almost a double-double, obviously, and was one of 3 players in double figures in that game, along with President Judet Cortez with 14 and Cyrus Sabi 13. And this foul is going to be called against San Juan or Macaloo?
Double foul.
Double foul.
And it was staying with Quezon.
One thing that has been evident, no, pagpasok ni Reynan Ugnatan, mas naging physical in the room.
Darius to inbound. Kalodi to Abate. Natin si Panganiban. Nito. Great defense there. Ends up with Sleep. Patrick Sleep. Forced that one. Abate with a rebound. Abate stops. Takes the jumper. No, it's his own miss. Dario. Pagaran. The 3. It's good.
That's something that Pagaran, as he emerged last year, broke out in that series against Saba. Fast break finisher would at times hit a shot. That's something that if he could do consistently, that can be big for Quezon, or can be part of that rotation.
Labadiano to Papa Ray. 3. The answer from Reynel Ugnatan.
Ito, hindi mo na kailangan yun na consistency to kasi tatlong dekada niya na ginagawa niya.
With Macaloni. Back in his days with the University of Manila.
That's a foul.
It's been a while since I've seen Papa Ray get the space. Medyo chill si Papa Ray eh. Pero ngayon, medyo may nasa-challenge siya dito sa mga batang bigs ng
Quezon.
Quezon. And he is replaced by Dexter Marquez. Quality big for San Juan. Abate. Off balance shot. Moto. Soyo taps it to sleep. Abadiano. Sleep. To Abadiano. Jerry lumapit. The jumper. Good.
That is money in the bank.
Able to catch that one in rhythm. Jerry Abadiano. 4 points ang lamang ng San Juan. Abate. To Macaloni. Left shot there.
He did.
John Abate.
He's too unselfish. Good job of using the ball screen well. This is a drive, kick, shot fake, Jerry. Kahit thousands of times yun ang nakita ito. Hindi ako magsasawang panoorin. Ano na lang yung net si Jerry. This is not center.
Panganiban. Turn around. No. Nothing ka na bola. Marquez ends up with it. The foul on Jolo Manansala.
So we talked about offensively, Jolo Manansala, what he brings to the table.
29-25 in favor of San Juan, mga idol.
The other team will hunt also. Now, Reynald Hugnatan, the first possession of this quarter, pinostehan siya kagad. And that time, my guess, on the offensive rebound, taking advantage of his strength down low, now gets to the line as he was fouled.
And ManiPay is the digital wallet built for the community, I guess.
Teka lang, wala pa yung linya ko. Download, get, verify.
Tama. And I'll send you 5 pesos for that.
Parang hindi mo yata alam yung word na inflation eh.
Kaya nga.
Baka ibigay mo sa akin yung green na papel. Hindi naman. So you're moving on for a foul. Are we gonna challenge this?
Sabi ni Will Macaloni, challenge nyo. Tumenius eh.
Initate niya, no? May challenge nga ba?
Will they get a warning? So, dito yung kanang kamay ni Raul. Kaya dito nga sa kabilang side yung...
I don't know. I don't know if it was enough. I saw the right hand tulad ng pagkasabi mo. But was it enough for a foul to be called? I'm not so sure.
Macaloni inside to Pagaran.
Yun sigurado ako. 2 points yun.
Moves over to the basketball as well. Christian Pagaran.
Mahusay naman na laro ito.
Panganiban to Marquez. Back to Nico. Fires a 3. No. Diego Dalio with a big boy rebound. Dalio against Sleep. Cañete has space. He'll shoot. He'll miss. Dalio the offensive rebound. Vidal pulls the trigger. That won't go. The top to Cañete. Blocked by Marquez. Back the other way, San Juan. Sleep. Pagaran staying in front. Balik kay Abadiano sa labas. Pwesto sa ilalim si Marquez. And there's a whistle going against Mike Cañete.
Hate that call. Yung ginagawa ni Chris Paul. Is it sweet? Is it sweet? Could be the correct call, but I don't know. I've never been a fan of that move. No, again, yung ginagawa ni Chris Paul usually.
Instead, Manzano returns for Will Macaloni. 5:39 left in the second period. Soyud. Marquez, now Abadiano. Alforque. Back to Jerry. 5 seconds of shot clock. Jerry nakawala, looking for a teammate. Nakapik. It ends up with Raul Soyud. Napaganda pa for the Knights. They extend the lead to 5.
Good job of my guest, not giving up on the play, gets a hand in. Tapik niya, napunta pa kay Soyo. Pagkala na naman sa ilalim.
Well, defended by Patrick Sleep this time. Sleep. Look at Alforque, my guess. 3, no? It's a foul is Sleep. Magandang matchup po niya. Sleep versus Magara.
Parehas athletic, mahaba.
Kanina pa eh.
Tsaka yung usual straight line drives na nakikita natin the past
32-27 tayo mga idol in favor of San Juan.
so far tonight.
Time remaining po natin 5 minutes left in the second quarter. 27 in favor of San Juan.
Abate returns for Pagaran. Tagliente, Manzano, Dario, and Fuentes. Ang 5 para sa Quezon. Abate. Good pass. Tagliente is open from the corner. Yes!
Yeah. The strength, he obviously has the length. Pero yung mag-execute ng ganun skip pass. So in the pocket is the alley-oop. The connection between Alforque and Abachano. Nicely done.
Abate, pinapahirapan ni Alforque. Dario. Will shoot the three. No. Alforque with a rebound. What a pass to my guess. Oh, can't finish. Dario loses his balance, able to find Fuentes. Fuentes gets it back. Nandun agad si Alarcon. 10 seconds in the shot clock. Dario. That's a travel on Jacob.
Coach Eric inside the court already, pleading his case that his player, not sure who, hinahawakan daw yung sando, mukhang mabibigyan siya ng warning dito. No surprise there. Marami na naman natin how intense Coach Eric is ever since.
7 turnovers for Quezon, only 3% one. Alforque. Alarcon against Abate. Harold. That's a tough shot. Atika Namora ends up with Manzano. Nabi to Abate. Pulls the trigger. Tado malakas. Alforque ahead to Alarcon. Runs out of room there.
Well, that's more of Harold because he was the one who initiated contact. It seemed to me, let's see the replay. That's why Judel was wondering why the foul was called. A challenge match?
I don't think they have a challenge because they were unsuccessful earlier. Regular foul of Judel Fuentes.
I don't know. I mean,
Harold was a bit out of control.
he was out of control. He definitely initiated the contact, which at times you encourage players to do. No, but I thought Jodel did a good job of trying to move out of his path.
Alarcon at the free throw line. San Juan already with 13 free throws, made 11 so far.
So, since papatingin na rin natin yung special person yung si Roman, yung Harold Alarcon dahil siya nasa free throw, ay might as well do it dahil minsan lang sila manood kahit na 8 seasons na ako sa MPBL ng aking asawa.
Hi Marie.
Nanood.
Good evening.
Joan, Nico, and Penny.
Yung aking inaanak na si Penny. Tagal na.
Yan, alam mo naman, diba? Dahil tagal mo na siya hindi nakikita, talagang ako yung kamukha niya.
Kausapin ko muna si Marie. Penny, mag-download ka daw ng Money P. Kobe. Probing, and he picks up his dribble. One-hander from Cañete. That's a good look from Chinatown.
It was a good look. An excellent patience by the offense of Quezon. Baseline ball screen. And you saw Tabi had his head up and just waited for the right moment to pass the ball, which he did. And yet he knocks it down steady. Wala.
Right. Wrong place, wrong time para kay Judel Fuentes.
Hindi na siya nagreklamo eh.
Don Judel Fuentes in the final 2:43 of the half para dito sa Quezon. Simo subok at kompleto ang Atlantic Brand ng Pilipinas. Dexter Marquez. One for two. You have, I feel like you have San Juan and Caloocan in the same dilemma.
Yes. And this is, I haven't even covered a live game of Abra. Again, highlights mo lang nakikita ko. No, but I'm still, I don't know. It's only preseason.
Yeah.
Dexter Marquez.
Got 5 points. Usually starts as well. May time nila to start itong si Dexter. But syempre, because of the influx of talent sa kupunan nila.
Right. I will say this though. Teams have gotten much better. That's for sure. So I don't think it will be like a walk in the park. Because for Abra, as you see, the offensive rebound by Abondo. Because one thing na bababa sa tingin ko is yung point differential on the average ni Abra, yung panalo nila, no? Which I believe was at 14 in 29 games last year. Sa tingin ko, magiging single digits yun. Maybe 9 or 8. Well, which is still high, relatively high.
Oh, well, they were dragged to an overtime game by Julian here in the preseason. Torres will shoot. So, Marquez with the rebound. Good hustle there from Quezon. Abundo pushing. Alvin. Manzano. Redondo is on the floor. Happy.
Second one for Cedric Manzano, second offensive foul. Also second personal foul.
Second personal foul as well. And another one forced by Reynan Torres.
Right?
48 seconds remaining. San Juan sues for time. They're up by 6. We'll be right back.
14:34 tayo mga idol. 48 seconds na lang in the second quarter. Maya-maya po ay halftime tayo. In favor of, siyempre, San Juan.
Sports Complex. The last game of the Monday triple header, MPBL.
Good size crowd here.
Good size crowd.
As always.
The home team played earlier.
Yes. Against the MPBL Junior Select team.
34. It's a 6-point game. 48 seconds remaining in the second period.
Little 1-2-2. To match up.
Yeah.
With Quezon.
Knocked that ball away. Offensive foul on Calisan.
We're looking at the replay right now with their laptop. Are they going to challenge? Yeah, they're going to challenge. There's the sign by Coach Alex. Kaya hindi ka pwede mag-play call na si sa offensive.
And they don't have a timeout anymore, so they can't challenge.
And reading the lips of Coach Alex, he's telling the officials that it was a close screen.
Sabi, can go for 2 for 1 here, Quezon. Pero malakas ang pasa ni Alvin Abundo kay Peña Redondo. Ends up as a turn.
A 3-second differential shot in game clock. So this should be the last shot for San Juan.
Harold Alarcon against Peña Redondo with the double team. Harold gets it to Marquez. Torres, 3 seconds. Torres for 3. Over the top. 2.6 remaining.
Talk about his scouting report at its best. Anticipating, Harold Alarcon loves moments, the last possession of the quarter. And that,
Pinadala ng double team.
yeah, pinadala kagad ng double team. Ni Coach Eric, sa daming beses na nakita niya na yan. Ha? Hindi niya na sinubukan eh.
Bobby from half court.
Talagang tiniksingin niya na yung double team kagad.
And San Juan Knights. It's a well-played game so far between San Juan and Quezon. The battle for top spot in Group B of the preseason invitational. Coach Eric and Coach Alex. And we head into halftime with San Juan leading by 6.
So yun mga idol, halftime po tayo, 40-34 in favor of San Juan. Ayan, shoutout po sa ating nag-iisang Alesag Ayaroso. Shoutout po sir, salamat po sa inyong pakikisa. Ayan, halftime po tayo mga idol. So kanina mga idol mga nanalo po kanina sa NBA. Charlotte Hornet kontra Phoenix Sun, panalo po ang Phoenix Sun. Chicago Bulls kontra Sacramento Kings, panalo po ang Sacramento Kings. Double-double po diyan si Russell Westbrook. Indiana Pacers kontra Portland Blazers, panalo po ang Blazer. At Orlando Magic kontra Milwaukee Bucks, panalo po ang Orlando. At siyempre Houston Rockets kontra San Antonio Spurs. Panalo po ang San Antonio Spurs kontra Houston Rockets. Dapang-dapa ang Houston Rockets. Washington kontra New Orleans Pelicans. Panalo po ang Pelicans. At siyempre pang-apat na talo po ng Detroit Pistons. Nakuha po nila sa Miami Heat kanina. At Dallas Mavericks kontra Toronto Raptors. Panalo po ang Toronto Raptors. At siyempre Lakers umangat na po sa pang-5. Tinalo po nila ang New York Knicks kanina agang-aga. At Boston Celtics kontra Cleveland Cavaliers mga idol. Back to back po yan, back to back game. Kababalik lang po ni Jason Tatum. Panalo po ulit kontra Cleveland Cavaliers. Halftime po tayo mga idol Halftime po tayo. Okay mga idol, update po ulit tayo ng score kanina sa mga hindi nakapanood po ng NBA. Boston Celtics kontra Cleveland Cavaliers, 109-98. Panalo po ang Boston Celtics. New York Knicks kontra Lakers, 97-110. Panalo po ang Lakers. Dallas Mavericks, 92-122. Panalo po ang Toronto Raptors. Orlando Magic kontra Milwaukee Bucks, 130-91 in favor of Orlando Magic. Indiana Pacers kontra Portland Blazers, 111-131. Panalo po ang Portland. Detroit Pistons kontra Miami Heat, 110-121 in favor of Miami Heat. Washington kontra New Orleans Pelicans, 118-138. Houston Rockets kontra San Antonio Spurs, 120-145 in favor of San Antonio Spurs. At Chicago Bulls kontra Sacramento Kings, 110-126. And kaulili ang live po kanina, Charlotte Hornet kontra Phoenix Sun, 99-111 in favor of Phoenix Sun mga idol. Ayan po yung mga kaganapang nanalo kanina, na live kanina sa NBA kanina. Sa mga hindi po nakapanood, at least nalaman nyo man lang kung sino yung nanalo. Ayan. And kahapon mga idol, ayan, muntik na pero talo pa rin. Golden State kontra OKC, siyempre panalo pa rin po ang OKC, pero konti lang alamang mga idol tingin ko kung nandun si Stephen Curry, siguro lang. Ayan, halftime po tayo mga idol in favor of San Juan kontra Quezon. At kanina po mga idol, D-League kontra Caloocan. Panalo po ang Caloocan kanina. Sinundan po nito itong ating second game na ito ng San Juan kontra Quezon. Panalo po ang Caloocan kanina mga idol. At siyempre, gusto rin natin magpasalamat kay Sir Manny Pacquiao. Siyempre, kung hindi dahil sa MPBL na to, wala tayong mapapanood, wala tayong mapapakinig. Ayan, malaking bagay. Hindi lang sa malaking bagay, masarap talagang panoodin ang MPBL. Kasi dito makikita mo, yung laro talaga na hindi pa nakikita ng iba, na marami pang mas magagaling. Thank you, Sir Manny Pacquiao. Mabuhay ka.
Back inside the Caloocan Sports Complex, where the San Juan Knights have a 6-point lead against the Quezon Huskers in this Group B matchup in your 2026 MPBL Preseason Invitational. So, dikit-dikit ang ating mga numero dito. Christian Lanzon and Quezon shooting a bit better. But San Juan making one more triple. So, but the free throws, dito lamang San Juan.
Tama ka dyan, no? And it's something that you don't see in
So
your
yun mga idol, update po ulit tayo ha. Ayan, bago mag-umpisa ang third quarter natin.
has yet to.
Boston Celtics kontra Cleveland Cavaliers.
You see the
Ayan.
numbers identical, obviously. You see the points of turnovers. Apat para sa Juan, and then converting 7 of turnovers of Quezon. But this game, the game story has been
109-98 in favor of Boston Celtics kontra Cleveland Cavaliers mga idol. Okay.
I mean, they have
Eto,
struggled to
mag-uumpisa na
find
po yung ating third
the
quarter
back of the
mga
net.
idol.
These two teams, and we're just talking about preseason, and it's not because they've been sluggish offensively. It's really the premium of this game has really been on the defensive end. How many offensive fouls did we see? How many steals? That steal from Harold Alarcon. And how many yung physicality increased? We pointed that out, especially when Reina Lugnatan came in. So it feels like to me, Sidel, out of the numerous games we've covered in our lifetime, that the first team to make a run in this game is most likely going to win this game. Something like a 10-2 run, maybe the last 5 minutes of this game.
Well, the biggest run in that first half was a 6-0 run.
That's only 6-0
At the start of the game. And that happened at the start of the game. 42-34, 8-point lead. Pagaran has been on target.
That is a much-looking jumper off the ball screen. If you remember that one play when he committed a turnover, right here on the left side, sa side natin, he was undecisive, but not that time as he knocks that one down.
JC Soberano is in the game for the first time. No Orlan Wamar in this ball game, by the way.
Not even on the bench.
Yeah, not even on the bench. Sleep, first attempt, no. Manansala goes up high for the rebound. Pagaran, crossover, elevates, yes. He is set for a breakout year, Christian Pagaran.
Just an added weapon to already this loaded Quezon Huskers team.
Yeah, many times last season, Christian Pagaran was not even activated.
Especially in the first part of the season. Pero nung playoffs, activated na.
Okay, ang masyado malakas. That is last touch of Mike Calisa. Great battle between Mike and Sed there sa ilalim. Check out this crossover and then the elevation. Mataas yung talon nito sa kanyang jump shot ito si Christian Pagaran.
Quezon hits a 3 here. Might be the first run in a long time, an 8-2 run if it's a 3. But Patrick Sleep comes up with a steal and a free throw, following the free throw.
Good sportsmanship there between Christian Pagaran and Patrick Sleep.
Something that the matchup that you pointed out earlier that's interesting as well. Parehas mahaba, parehas athletic.
They are some of them hindi na natin masyado nakikita dito sa MPBL. Manny Pay is the digital wallet built for the community. Warlo batak na ho. It's prime commodity right now in the MPBL.
Right? That's why it's still surprising.
In the MPBL.
Right? That's why it's still surprising to me that he has yet to find a team. This is the second time already today that we mentioned your name.
Magaling tumahi ng depensa.
Ang mabigat na rin kay Warlo, kahit na alam mong pupunta ng kanan, pipigilan mo sa kanan, makakapunta pa rin siya sa kanan.
Tama. Manansala, three-pointer, that's
Nakatama rin.
good looking jumper, by the way. We're tied at 42.
Defense did not only go under the screen, but under 2 people.
8-0 run now, Christian. 8-0 run.
Yeah.
Biggest run of the game. Portea, the sleep. 3, no. Pagaran with the rebound.
This could be a basket timeout situation for Ghost Challenge.
Manansala wants to try again. Jumper is short. Did not get elevation in that shot. Sleep. Ramos. Napailing si Patrick Sleep. Hindi siya makahanap ng espasyo doon sa kanyang atake. Calisan, Sleep, extra pass, Ramos, stepped on the line.
Right now, the problem with San Juan, the way I see it, no, yung kung saan sila dapat yung mga posisyon nila off-ball. Because Calisandro, baseline right there, I'm not so sure if Patrick Sleet should be right there underneath the basket. Usually, pwesto ni Aldrich Ramos yan. That's why Patrick Sleet, the moment he received the ball, medyo nagulat siya sa pasa.
Cortea gets it to Sleep. Another trip to the free throw line para kay Patrick Sleep.
Tablan na po tayo mga idol, all 42. 6 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
2 runs to start the quarter by the Huskers. Papasok si Will Macaloni. Dahil pangatlo na yan
Said Manzano.
ni Mama Manzano. Hindi na siya baby ha. Na-exhaust yun na yung 5 playing years yan. Baby siya nung mga unang 2 taon. Sige.
Baby face pa rin.
Well, then we gotta complete it then. Kasi pag sinasabi yun ng iba, wala yung face eh. Baby lang eh.
Okay.
And there's a difference. You know, hindi tulad mo.
Na ano?
I'm just gonna stop there.
Okay. Better. Good for you. Patrick Sleep 2 for 2 this time.
I know when to bite my tongue, my friend.
Ako rin eh. Ayoko umabot dun eh. 44 to 42. By the way, grabe yung ano mo, grabe yung enjoyment mo nung Sabadong coverage with Juanito Gregorio,
Alam mo,
Cyrus Tabi with a getaway move.
that's a nice drive obviously, but ganun ba kahalata?
Grabe, sabi ko,
Okay.
wow.
Unang-una, I'm sorry you feel that way.
He's having too much fun without me.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Mr. Jealous type. Okay. Second, okay, that was just a camouflage. Buong time for 3 games, and Juanito, I hope you're listening. Ang sama ng loob ko. Sobrang sama ng loob ko kasi talagang lumitaw yung edad ko. Feeling really old as you see this move by Cyrus Tabi. That's why at the top of the coverage the first game, biro mo, sabi ko sa kanya, naging player ako ng tatay mo. Okay, and then nakatrabaho ko uncle mo, ngayon nakatrabaho na kita, baka abutan ko pa yung anak mo, mahiya ka naman, sabi ko sa kanya. 30 anyos na si Juanito, so there's a big chance as Aldrich Ramos misses the jumper.
There's a foul on Calisaan. Ooh, no? Who is it? Cañete is the guilty party.
This is why I love you as my partner because I feel so much younger.
Kinabahan ka nun, nung, kaya pala, sabi ko, now I know. Now I know. Eventually, the truth will set you free. Calisan. Oh, good line. That's a surprise. Mike Calisan making a 3. 7 points for Mike Calisan. Hierro with trying to answer. And Calisan. Harold and Christian Magaran. That is. Getting to know each other. Pero yung foul,
Matatawag yata kay Pagaran. Yep. Okay. Penalty na, no? Ng Quezon.
was it on Pagaran or the
I believe on
Macaloni?
Pagaran. Si Harold yan ang nasa free throw line. Pero nag-uusap yung ating mga officials. Or maybe on Macaloni.
I thought the whistle, they were pointing at Macaloni and Calisan. We were looking at it, but kasi uli na natin nakita yung kay Pagaran tsaka kay Harold Alarcon. Nonetheless, it's Alarcon who's at the free throw line.
Parang sumayaw yung dalawa eh. As they got tangled up.
Alarcon, already with 8 points.
Make that 10.
10
Yeah.
points, sorry about that.
And this is free throw number 5 and 6 for Harold. His first miss from the line, 5 of 6.
Tabi. And of course, his way in. 2 free throws coming up para kay Cyrus Tabi. Bibigla si Raylan Torres doon sa kanyang atake.
Well, I thought he did a good job, except for the last moment where he reached in. Staying in front of what looks to be the quicker Cyrus Tabi, but he's had his challenges in this game, both offensively and defensively. Hindi tayo sanay. Kay Mr. Righteous na nagkakamali or wala siya sa tamang side.
I'd like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Habol pa kaya ako sa birthday sa LGR. So, pwede pa siguro. Judel Fuentes. Happy birthday to my good friend Ryan Cruz.
48 and 45 mga idol in favor of San Juan kontra Quezon.
Sleep.
5 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Hanap si Raylan Torres at the final moment. Raylan against Opiso. It's a tough shot. He gets it in anyway.
It was a tough shot. I was about to question his decision as Terence was wide open just a few feet from him. Gets that one to roll down.
Yeah, Raylan, another foul off the ball. Or Kalisan was that?
No, I believe it. Was it Kalisan?
Yeah, Raylan again.
Yeah, Torres. No stranger. Itong dalawang to, Raylan Torres at Joshua Hierro.
Tabi finds Opiso. Jumper won't go. Torres with the rebound. Torres wants a clear out against Opiso. Nothing there. Sleep to Alarcon. Back to Rayland.
He's gonna shoot this.
Off the mark. Para kay Rayland Torres. Hierro. Macaloni. Hierro gets it back. Macaloni against Kalisan sa ilalim.
Oh, excellent defense by Kalisan, not fighting on that fixed spin by Macaloni. Sleep with a sidestep.
Ang hirap po. A lot of pressure on the knees there as well.
And so we are back to regular programming except for the first 5 minutes of this third quarter. Sabi nga natin that the back of the net has been really hard to find.
Balik sa laro si Topeng Lagrama. Jerry Abadiano is also back on the floor. Lagrama.
I thought he had an opening. I thought Lagrama had an opening for a layup.
Oo. Sleep. Bumuelo. Bigay kay Torres for 3. Masyadong malakas. Pagaran with the rebound. Lagrama to Hierro. Inside to Opiso. Ball knocked away by Sleep. Sloppy here for both teams. Tingnan natin.
Somebody has to make a basket one way or another. Namamagana yung ring dito.
Abadiano will send a double. Torres to Sleep. Back to Abadiano. Jerry. 5 seconds in the shot clock. Jerry answers the call of Mr. Christian Luanzo.
Yung sino pa ba magtatanggal ng Magana? Kundi the master of the mid-range himself, Captain Jerry Abadiano.
Pagaran rises for that jumper. Medyo may konting pagod na for Christian Pagaran. He's been playing the entire second half. Sleep. Torres. Back out to Abadiano. Harold. Attacks. That's a foul.
They're going to review this.
Will Macaloni.
They're going to review this, and I think they will upgrade this because there was no play on the basketball. Una-una, layo ni Macaloni. Okay, so malapit siya, but definitely no play on the ball. This should be an unsportsmanlike foul.
Alam mo bakit? Sabi mo malayo si mga tubig.
You have permission.
Commission?
Yes, kahit ilan pa ang followers mo, you can be a shop.
Yes, it will be upgraded. Tinamaan.
Upon review, isang sportsman-like foul.
52-45 tayo mga idol. San Juan in favor. 52-45. 2 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
For improper bench decorum, second infraction.
So may technical on San Juan.
Of how they reacted, I guess. You know, everybody was pleading for an unsportsmanlike foul. Quickly, right after it happened.
Yeah.
So this is John.
Abate.
Okay.
Una sa lahat, maraming salamat po sa mga nagtsatsagang makinig. Kahit pakinig lang.
The prospects for
Ayan.
the NBA next year or this year. Devanza. And there's another way to pronounce it, whatever it is. Buti sa'yo, isa lang eh.
Kaya kay Abate na lang ako eh.
Yung sa'yo, isa lang. Toothless.
Social ah. Parang may pera yung apelido na yan.
Kulang na sabihin mo sa akin, magbilang akil ka sa Harold Alarcon already his eighth trip to the line. And being around him so many years in college, every time he gets to the line, 8 times, 10 times, it always turns out for the team. Turns out good.
Alarcon. Abate with those quick hands. Ooh. Not sure about that.
Jump ball muna, no?
I'm not sure about that.
Oo, may jump ball muna.
It should be a jump ball.
Yeah.
And he had the referee was covered by my kiss. We had an angle. We saw it because he was behind my kiss. Could have been a jump ball.
Nonetheless, the tawag na free throw number 24 for San Juan, 24 and 25. Compared to Quezon, only 8 free throws given to them. That's a foul.
Should be.
It should have been a foul. No foul was called. I can already see it. I can foresee. That one I did not see. So anong tawag? May pito, pero wala pang tawag. Ayun na yung tawag.
Offensive foul.
Oo. Here's a replay. And the correct call.
2 minutes and 17 seconds remaining. Tupeng na drama. Very rare for Tupeng to get a little physical like that. Papalitan siya ni Alvin Abundo dito. Judel Fuentes. We'll get to see him here in the second half. Only 9 minutes so far para kay Judel.
So you see San Juan obviously representing red, white, and blue. Quezon, orange, and black. Tunay nang nakakakulay. Itong larong to.
Tama.
All stands. Offensive foul. Tobing Nagrama is second.
So offensive foul. Confirmation of the offensive foul.
Hindi ba? San Juan, saka Quezon.
Smith recovers. My kiss. 8 seconds to shot clock. Raylan. Uses that ball fake to free himself up. Marquez has it. Another opportunity for San Juan. Alarcon drive. Macaloni is there. Still Harold. Ball slipping out of his hands. Abate, Abundo now. Alvin. Finger roll doesn't work. Agawan sa bola. Opiso. And he puts it in for two. Big opportunities there for San Juan. Wasted.
Twice. Really, the turnover and the first miss of Abundo. Hindi bumaba ulit lahat. That happened in the first half. Hindi lang na-convert ng Quezon. It happened again. But the second time around, Quezon converted off the offensive rebound. Careless pass by Renan.
I feel like Patrick Sleep. Okay. Out of all the recruits, the new recruits here of San Juan,
Still finding his way.
yes, siya talaga pinaka naghahanap dito kung ano bang magiging lugar niya at magiging role niya sa team.
And that's why I think, Coach Alex, you've seen him a couple times as Slade on the catch and shoot off the inbounds. Plays him at the 4 to create an advantage from the outside quickness-wise as Macaloni with the rim run. Gets a pass from Abundo and gets fouled. Na ikinatuwa obviously ng Quezon as they finally get a call.
Yeah, you were talking about
Patrick Slade.
the Patrick Sleep situation here.
Yeah,
San Juan.
I mean, kaya feeling ko tinutulungan siya ni Coach Alex eh. You know, in terms of possession, putting him at the 4. Ito, maliit yung lineup, no? Maikes at the 5, wherein they have Soyun. Guys like Ramos they can put on the 5 or Kalisaan. But since Maikes is at the 5, they put Sleep at the 4. They can take advantage of, 4 drivers, 4 shooters.
Patrick Sleep.
Ilalabas na ngayon.
Oo.
Pasok si Papa Ray.
Yeah, but you look at the lineup, it's such a loaded position, the wing. For San Juan, Panganiban, and Alarcon, Torres, Alarcon. This is the 3 rebound ni Opiso, nakuha ni Abundo. Quezon pushing. Abate gets the handoff. Quezon can go for a 2-for-1 here. Abate leaves in, no? There's a foul. Papa Ray.
I'm not so sure if that's the right coverage on the ball screen, Kejan Abate. Yeah, he is such a skilled player, especially on ball screen situations, that he's gonna find a way to score, try to create for his teammates. The coverage generally in this game on him has been, yung drop coverage. And usually nahanap niya yung butas niya because he can use his length, get his feet inside the paint and just shoot over defenders. That time Harold has to do a better job guarding on ball as well, getting caught up in on that screen.
Going back to Patrick Sleep, the problem with the situation that he has is that there is a sample size of how good he could be
Right.
in the MPBL.
Noong nasa passing siya, averaging 25, 28 points, but it was a completely different situation wherein he had the ball a lot in his hands.
Abadiano, 5 seconds. Jerry fires, no. Abundo with a rebound. A lot of time here for Quezon. 8 seconds. Macaloni puts his head down.
It's a foul.
It's a foul, Raul. Nasa penalty na ang San Juan, so that will mean a couple of free throws for Will Macaloni.
Excellent recognition by Will Macaloni, not only sa game clock, but realizing na mas mabilis siya, no? Kay Rose Soyo, nakakapasok lamang na medyo malamig pa to at pumunta pa siya sa strong side left niya.
.2 seconds remaining here in the third. Macaloni 2 for 2. Abadiano looks at the clock. 2 seconds. Jerry. Runs out of time. third quarter, every second of this quarter, both teams playing extremely hard. Every possession, nakita natin kung gaano kabigat ang laban na to, even though it's just the preseason. So,
It feels like if there's 20 possessions usually in a quarter, parang 20 pitong narinig natin at least.
so 54-53, we headed to the fourth, so 1-point lead for San Juan. Commissioner Emer Oreta and our Head of Operations, Sandy Lubit. Alam mo, andito pa si Kompoka malapitan eh. No, wala nang game yung kanyang kumpunan, pero nandito pa rin siya. Magandang laban ito eh. 1-point game, Quezon, first crack here in the fourth quarter. Macaloni against Soyud. And Will Macaloni able to draw the foul on Raul.
Now, he forces Coach Alex, playing chess. Papasok ngayon si Kalisan para palitan si Soyud. Because clearly, ito si Coach Eric has been exploiting that matchup the last two trips. No?
Will Macaloni. The thing about Will Macaloni, kanina, he's been missing a lot from close break, but he got to the free throw line, right, and sort of found his rhythm there,
right? Now, Will Macaloni, this will be free throw number 5 for him.
So Will Macaloni completes the three-point play.
Now with 8 points.
Yan, napaganda yung nangyari dito kay Will Macaloni ng Quezon with the lead.
Coming to life in the second half, Will Macaloni, all of his 8 here in the game in the second half after being scoreless in the first half.
Oh my guess. What a strong finish over Macaloni.
Finally gets one to go after that struggle in the first half, specifically for Dexter Marquez. Now 2 of 5. Abacus 3 once again.
Abacus seems to be
getting to his spots.
Yeah, control niya sa bola. Hindi maganda, no? When he got that release off, parang palayo.
So sometimes we mishandle it, depending. That last dribble is usually the most important one. After a pull-up, if you go for a pull-up jumper.
This is a 12-2 run for Quezon, by the way. So they've had a couple of big runs in the second half.
They started the third quarter with an 8-2 run. Ended the third quarter, starts the fourth quarter with the numbers you mentioned. Alforque nasa loob ng tapik. Itabi inbounds.
Here's what I like about the Quezon version this year. No nonsense defensively. Tabi.
You know why?
What?
They have a no-nonsense coach as well.
Cyrus turns the corner, finds a piece of short. Sayang. Para kay Jason Apiso, right there. Alforque to Marquez. The handoff to Panganiban. Pagaranes there. Manzano is in the way. 2 free throws coming up for Nico Panganiban, and that's number 4. Manzano kakabalik na lang. He might need to go back to the bench here.
Minsan ang hirap ng mga ganun tawag, no? Because I thought, the foul was on Manzam, right?
Yeah.
Off the weak side, or the blind side rather, of the second move ni Paniwan off the spin.
Yeah, Manny pays the digital wallet built for the community.
Because I thought he did a good job
Yeah.
in terms of timing, in terms of being a wall ng pagkaikot. And so much, no, unfortunately, is based on, the whistle is based on, the fall, or even, selling the call at times, no, ng offensive player.
Overthrew there para kay Panganiban. Agaran. Played well in this ball game. And Sala, 8 seconds in the shot clock. Fidel. Back to Jolo. Jolo for 3. No. I guess secures the rebound. It's rebound number 6 para kay Dexter Maiquez. Harold Alarcon. Drives. Left it short. Great defense by Pagaran and Cañete. Fidel Fuentes stops. 3 short. Not a good shot. Alforque gets it to Panganiban. Nico to Calizan. This Mike once again. Manansala. Spectacular defense.
On both ends.
On both ends of the floor.
So that was not a good shot by Fuentes, because Harold Alarcon fell down after the missed layup on the offensive end, which means Quezon, as they got the rebound, had a 5-on-4 advantage. Fuentes went for the pull-up.
Torres to Maiquez. Harold. No. Pagaran. Gets it to Manansala. Tabi. And time. No. Calizan leaking out. And Mike Calizan switching hands. Finishing with the left. Go-ahead basket for San Juan. 9 points para kay Mike Calizan.
That's a nice rebound by Maiquez, and that quick turn and outlet pass. Dapat Calizan. Sabi mo, switching hands, big to big, no? Ipasahan ng dalawa sa fast break.
Pagaran. 5 seconds in the shot clock. Manansala.
The foul against Cañete, I believe.
Could be on side of Stabi.
Check that. Ito yung pasa ni Maiquez kay Calizan. Pinakita muna sa kanan. Siya sa kaliwa.
Comes back in. Manansala. Pahinga muna. 6 minutes remaining. Alforque. Royce to Harold. 3-pointer. No good. Rebound. Fidel. Foul given up by Dexter Maiquez.
Alarcon 2 out of 11 after that shot. Teres Mateo comes in to replace him.
So that is number 4 on Dexter Maiquez. Oh, number 2 on Dexter Maiquez. So 1-point lead for San Juan. They are over the limit. Tabi.
Excellent play call by Coach Eric. Going to Cyrus Tabi on a top ball screen, attacking one side, going to his left.
No, hindi naman mag-help doon sa kalawa. Bigyan nandun si
Judel Fuentes, yes. The strong side shooter.
Inside of Stabi. Down the free throw. Stream ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas. Inside of Stabi, 5 points in the ball game. Balik sa laro si Patrick Sleep.
Small lineup ulit sila. With Mike's at the 5, Sleet at the 4. Dito nakikita ni Coach Alex yung kanyang advantage. Pero sa kabilang panig naman, nakita naman natin, Owen Macaloni dahil lang sa loob siya, malamang pupunta ulit siya sa poste.
Cortea back out to Sleep. Ito masigit kay Patrick Sleep. Foul on Cañete.
Already only the 4th team foul.
That looks like a Manzala will be on the screen here. Dapat na si Mike Cañete. Grabe yung matchup eh.
Maliit ang kagad ng tao eh. Isang foul lang o isang pagkakamali. No?
Hindi pwedeng ano eh. That's how much these coaches value possessions here.
And we're only in the preseason.
But this is a marquee matchup in the preseason. Surely one of the matchups na kailangan nating abangan when we put out the calendar. Torres. Ran out of time.
It's like, nakita mo naman si Cyrus Tavi. Nakuha pang ano eh. Manloko eh. Ano tayo sanay sa pressure itong batang ito eh. Kahit na fourth quarter, last 5 minutes pa tayo. Calm, cool and collected pa rin si Cyrus Tavi. Itira.
Tommy for 3.
Sana. 7 points for Cyrus Tavi. What could be the biggest three of the game. Terence Cortea gusto bawiin. What a rebound and a save for that possession. Another extra possession para sa Knights.
Cyrus Tabi, just as he had done for Pasay last season with a big shot here in the fourth. Apat ang lamang ng Quezon, timeout ang San Juan, 4:29 remaining.
Lumamang pa ang Quezon, mga idol. Bilog talaga ang bola. Ngayon lang lumamang ang Quezon.
Namalik ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino dito sa Panawasan. No cold play moment there.
Nakita ko yun.
Nag-viral si ano? Viral tayo. Coach Mike.
Oo.
Funny naman talaga si Coach Mike. Kasi mas funny sa'yo eh.
Oh, yeah, tanggap ko naman yun.
Cyrus Tavi against his former team, 13.6 assists, 2 steals on 2 of 3 shooting. Oh, Cortea na libre. Good challenge by Tagaran. And Hierro able to secure the rebound. Quezon with a stop. Here comes Manansala. Lakas ng katawan. Apat yun ha. Yung mga nakaputi.
Nag-ipapower pa rin niya, no? And less than 5 minutes, obviously, 4:19. Both teams set up in the fourth quarter has yet to score in double figures. 9 points, 9-4, Quezon. Etong free throws rather ni Manansala can put them in double figures.
I mean, kasi I saw that happen to Abate as well when they were shooting. Medyo nag-twist yung kamay. Now Manansala with a split here. He gets the split. 8 points para kay Manansala. The goal of Manansala gives Quezon a 5-point lead.
Iverson action for Raylan Torres. Empty corner ball, split between him and Mike Guess.
Wait for the ball. That is on.
I'm not so sure who. I thought it was good defense by Quezon. Did a good job of crowding the paint. Si Joshua Hierro, nakitaan, no? impressive.
You have to earn your points in this ball game.
Free throw number 30 and 31
For San Juan.
for San Juan. So, and has made 20.
4-point lead for Quezon. Cyrus Tabi.
Same play.
Yep. Vidal Fuentes, Marcaloni, Pagaran, and Manansala. Noyero, rather. Tabi. 5 to shoot. Cyrus. Fade away. Got it.
That is cold-blooded against a good defender in Raylan Torres.
You see the separation that he got here? Ang layo eh. Cyrus Tabi. Ano yung piso-piso? Yun. Here it is again. Against Portea. Gets the pass to Yero for 3. No. Macaloni with the offensive rebound. And the foul will be
It's a poor foul.
on Dexter Marquez.
That's a poor foul.
They will send Macaloni to the free throw line.
That is a frustration foul. It looks like.
And remember, the 5 on the floor here for San Juan. Portea, Badiano, Street, Alarcon. Except for Marquez. MPBL playoff experience. So, whereas, sa kabila naman, proven and tested na experience here sa MPBL.
Right? But even this guy, being part of Levancia last season,
Yeah, no problem.
si Will Macaloni.
Cebu pa lang yun. Andyan na yun. He's come a long way from his first season here in the MPBL with Cebu. 8-point lead for the Huskers. Both teams in penalty. And San Juan mount a comeback here. Sleep against Hierro. Sleep inside. No. Patrick, one score, and Patrick Sleep finally.
He gets it on a second opportunity following his own miss. Did a good job of getting his 2 feet inside the paint. Little small to small. The ball screen action between him and Alarcon.
6-point game. Pagaran, probing, attacking. Kalisan had a hand on that. Portea. Abadiano, the 3. Short. Rebound. That's not to Patrick Sleep.
But he needed that basket big time. That is Fortea did an excellent job breaking down the defense to the behind the back. The cross-court pass from right to left. Ilang may pasok ni Jerry. Timeout ngayon ng Quezon.
6-point lead for the Huskers.
61-67 mga idol in favor of Quezon. Time out po ang Quezon. 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the last quarter.
We have 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in this ball game. The Quezon Huskers holding on to a 6-point advantage against the San Juan Knights. Knights still unbeaten in the preseason. Yeah, it's down on the line. Hindi na pagkanuhan ni Huskers yung press ng San Juan.
Actually, they did. I thought Hierro was not strong enough, to hold his ground and to get it at the wrong spot in that dead corner. Good job by San Juan forcing the turnover. Kick out Alarcon. Sleep.
Sleep will go to the line for 2 free throws. And this young San Juan core put to the test here against Quezon's veterans. Sleep at the line. San Juan. All the free throw misses, they would have been comfortably ahead if they had made those free throws here.
Sleep roll is 2 out of 5. Already 12 misses.
The Fuentes returns. Sala. Pagaran. Abi. Macaloni. Quezon. Vidal. Abi. 8 seconds of shot clock against Ortega. Cyrus, separation, jumper, no. Rebound and Sala saves it to Macaloni. It's back out to Cyrus Tabi. Vidal. Fuentes with a fadeaway. That's a tough shot. That's over the top.
With 2 timeouts left remaining, but honestly, Coach Alex signaling for time. Kung may nakahanda siya rito,
67-62. Sleep against Manansala. Sleep Bumuelo. Umatake. Airtime. Sleep puts it in. Now you need a bucket. You call Patrick Sleep to first and 1. Manansala sends it to Hierro. Wide open. Layup is good. What a pass from Manansala.
from the backcourt. Getting an adjustment to Coach Eric. The moment they committed that turnover by Joshua Hierro a couple plays ago, that time to throw up. Manasana nilagay sa high post. But shot by Harold Alarcon to trim the lead down to 2.
Well, many times,
Dalawa na lang mga idol ang kalamangan. 67-69 in favor of Quezon.
cheering on Harold Alarcon, not this time.
Yes, sir.
It's 69-67. We have 46 seconds remaining. Fuentes. There's a double team. That's a foul on Alarcon. The referee had a good look there, had a good angle. Would have been harsh though if there was no call there. And Alarcon did come up with a steal. So Del Fuentes at the free throw line. (70 to 67). Fuentes makes the first of 2. This is the second. Here we go.
No need for a 3. You just need a quick 2. But Harold has to attack now.
15-second differential. Alarcon floater won't go. Fuentes with a rebound. Calzan with a steal. You got to be stronger with the basketball, especially when you're underneath. And with all those players inside, you take a look at this one. You have to really take control of the basketball, and that was a good non-call there.
Good no call because Judel Fuentes was trying to force the official to blow the whistle masyadong maaga eh. Para sa mga ganon. And sometimes, you usually see that on the other end. Pag nandun ka sa court mo offensively, but not in the backcourt. Stating no, na tinamaan siya sa mukha, but obviously, turnover has been made already. Kalisan knocks down the first of 2 free throws. San Juan with 1 timeout remaining. Quezon with 2 more. Expect a timeout after a make basket. There it is.
The question mark here for Quezon is if they use up the full 24 and let San Juan press them, or they cross half court.
Well, I think Coach Eric will decide to inbound full court for the full 24. So San Juan is going to prepare for that by sending a maybe quick double team right away, which hindi pa nila ginagawa. Usually off the dribble yung double team. But sometimes you could jump the double team.
Kasi Sid, may gagawin natin ang backward team para ko. Second ha. Sid. Okay, okay, balik. Jason! Sa posisyon mo! Jason! Let's go! Hey! Hey! Sige na si Kuya na ako, bigyan mo na. Apak mo na! Change na yun!
So it's Cyrus Tabi, Christian Pagaran, Jason Apiso, Alvin Abundo, and Seth Manzano for Quezon. Fortea, Abadianos, Lead, Alarcon, and Kalisaan defending them. Tabi.
Here's a double team.
Abundo gets it across to Apiso. Now with Tabi.
I thought they had a chance to foul Abundo when he had the basketball. I mean, if you were to choose between Cyrus Tabi or Abundo, both obviously can shoot free throws, but the way Tabi has been playing,
And they will challenge the call here.
you would choose the lesser ego, so to speak. Pag dalawang dribble si Abundo sa kaliwang bahagi.
Yeah.
Pero ito nga, may challenge ang San Juan because it's either they felt that it was all ball or they're just using this to draw up something. That saves Coach Alex a timeout. But if he loses the challenge, wala na siya timeout.
Upon review, the challenge was unsuccessful. Foul on Patrick's late penalty. Fourth foul.
It's an unsuccessful challenge for the San Juan Knights. There's a lot of contact there. Yung hawak kay Cyrus Tabi sa kanya kanang bicep area.
Right. Pasang-pasa na natin. Ay, sinabi ko, Charles, bola, kita-kita. Cyrus Tabi misses the first free throw.
.9 seconds remaining.
Chok pa to, chok malala pa to, tabo.
One overtime game. Oh, meron ba? Ayun, dalawa pala. Sorry. In the preseason. And guess who covered both?
Ikaw.
13.9 seconds remaining as Cyrus Tabi sinks the second free throw. It's a 2-point lead for the Huskers. It's San Juan's turn to call timeout with 13.9 seconds remaining. We'll see what Coach Alex Angeles comes up with here in their next possession.
Jadi ikaw to. Okay. Yung girl, the first one. Hindi, si Harold. Harold, baka meron na to agad. Tignan mo to, Jerry, ha? Kung wala, screen tayo kay Pat. Ha? Makita, ha? Okay. Handoff ka agad. Pagka handoff, you go downhill. Okay, backtick dito kay Pat. Okay, pag yan paano yan, ha? Dali mo lang dito.
Both teams with a timeout each. And both teams also over the limit. San Juan has Abadiano, Portea, Calisan, Sleep, and Alarcon.
Snag screens for Harold Alarcon. Pag wala ito, Kalisaan, si Sleep.
And also Abadiano. Jerry attacks. Jerry is blocked by Pagaran. Calisan is there. Go! Pagaran with a loose ball. And he is fouled with 4.4 seconds remaining. It's number 5 with Calisan. Two chances there for San Juan.
Big stop defensively. You mentioned earlier, Coach Sherry and his squad puts premium on the defensive end.
Oh wow, door
Still open.
Intis ang unang free throw ni Pagaran.
Another 12 points. That was his first miss, by the way. Makes up for it for the split.
No more timeouts here. Flores has time. Renan for 3, almost. And the Quezon Huskers will come away with a thrilling 72-69 victory over the San Juan Knights. And yeah, they are now tied at the top.
Unbeaten no more is San Juan. So that leaves Abra in bracket A as the only team unbeaten in our preseason.
But actually, it should be Quezon on top because of the winner over the other.
Correct.
Cyrus Tabi, a clutch performance from the righteous. 11 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Including some big shots down the stretch para kay Cyrus Tabi.
The righteous man, Mr. Tama, Mr. Right, kung ano man ang piliin niyo para sa kanya, he made up for it, especially when it mattered the most in the end. That clutch step back jumper that happened on the right side, I believe, against Neros Fortea. That was big time, and the other highlights you saw.
The Huskers improved to 6-1 in the preseason. The Knights are 6-1 as well. And it sets up nicely for an interesting final week here of group play as we bring you, I think, the team standings right now. As it stands, Christian, Quezon 7-1, San Juan 6-1. Pasay has 2 more games, including a matchup against San Juan. So there could be a scenario here where 3 teams will end up with
Three-way tie.
6-2 records.
And we're gonna have to check on that kung magiging coached pa, pero usually pag ganyan, knockout yan eh.
Or it's going to be quotient.
Okay.
In case of a triple tie. So, Group A, Abra 6-0, medyo magulo din yan, no? And the next few days will determine kung sino ang papasok sa ating preseason playoffs. Tomorrow, we have some important games in the other group. Bacolod takes on Mindoro at 3 p.m. Jensan against Quezon City. Oh boy, this is going to be a fun matchup in the second game. And in the main game, it's Bataan versus Binyan, all at the Alonte Sports Arena in Binyan, Laguna. So what a day of basketball dito sa Caloocan. For my partner Christian Wanzon and for the team, for all the members of our MPV production team, ito po si Steph Lupa saying thank you and good night from the city of Caloocan.